We're going to do an almost monochromatic painting today. Taking a mop brush with some tan and a little bit of white, we're going to do back and forth strokes at the top of the canvas, working your way down almost halfway for your sky. Then take a clean mop brush with some white and then a little bit of black and do back and forth strokes for the water. This painting is going to be almost all black and white. So take a clean mop brush then with some black paint and do back and forth strokes at the bottom for the ground. Make sure the ground isn't perfectly even and then dry it. Then taking a size 8 round brush, I'm going to take some brighter blue, it's called Caribbean blue, with some white, and do back and forth strokes in the center of my water. If you wanted it to be truly monochromatic, you could just use a little bit of black and white, but I want to add a pop of color. I am going to make it a little bit whiter towards that back corner though, where the sun is going to be shining. And then take a clean round brush, we're going to build a fishing dock into that water. For perspective, do 2 lines tilted in towards the center. It's going to be closer together, closer to that reflection, and then connect them. There you go. See how it's wider towards the ground? Maybe going to bring it onto the ground a little bit and fill that shape in. And then once that's dry, take a flat brush. This is a size 6 flat brush with a little bit of black and white on it, but notice I have them mixed together to form a gray. I'm not going to be too particular about these wood slats because I want it to be a little bit more impressionistic, but see how I'm turning the brush. I'm making a wood slat with the flat side, and then I'm turning it on the thin side and adding a little bit of a line in between them. They get longer as they get towards the ground, and I'm going to do it out to about there. See how I'm tilting that one, adding a little bit of black for shading. And once you have that texture in there, just take your round brush again and clean up those edges. That's an easy fishing dock, but we want to have those side posts, so taking a detail brush, I'm going to make 3 posts on either side. Notice how the posts go straight up. There's 2 lines going straight up from that black edge, and then I'm connecting them in the back. I'm even going to add a little bit of highlights. Notice how the ones towards the bottom that are closer to us are slightly taller and slightly wider. Sticking with the monochromatic theme, it's all black first and then add the white highlights. And once you get all of those posts in there, I'm even going to add a little bit of highlights to the edge here as well. That's up to you. As always, make it your own. It's up to you how much detail you add. I'm going to add a couple more pops of highlights. And then take a pouncer or spouncer sponge, just a round sponge on a stick. I'm going to take some white paint, press down and twist, and that gives you a moon or a sun. Now taking a slightly smaller round brush, I'm going to clean up that bottom edge with some black, and then with black and white again, create a tree. I'm going to do 1 tree on this side that branches up. Don't be afraid to branch up into that sky a little bit. And I'm going to do another tree slightly larger on the left side. On the right side, I did kind of both colors together. I'm showing you here what it's like to make a purely black tree first and then add in the white. That makes the highlight a little bit brighter. Think about where the moon is shining, so the highlight would be on the right side of this tree here. And then I'm going to cheat. I'm going to add some orange and brown because I don't want to do purely black and white. You could. Orange and blue go together. We're going to add some leaves. Everybody always asks me, what can you use in place of an artist sponge or a sea sponge? And you know what? You can add them individually like this. All I'm doing is tapping my brush where I want the leaves to go. And just remember that the leaves, see how I'm doing clusters? They do not have to touch the branch. That's one thing I see people do is they want to make sure that the leaf is touching the branch some way. Most of my leaves aren't touching my branches, and that's because I'm pretending that I painted all the teeny tiny branches holding them on. Your eye will give that illusion. You do not have to paint every single teeny tiny branch. Also, make sure you have some going in front of your branches a little bit so it looks like your tree is inside the leaves. Bounce all those leaves in there and then grab a detail brush. I'm using a size 0 and I'm using black and white to go back to the monochromatic color scheme, but I'm also adding some tan to it as well to tie in the tan from the sky. That just makes it a nice fall shade. So I'm doing all different heights. They're leaning over each other, going in front of some of the tree trunks. I did leave a space going out to the fishing dock so people can walk through. Even bring some up into the water. Going to take my round brush and clean up the very bottom of the canvas with some black paint because I don't know about you, but most of the leaves around here fell already. I painted more leaves on this tree or these trees than our trees have here at our house. They're mostly on the ground. So tap in some leaf texture down there as well. And there's an autumn fishing dock. I really like how the contrast between the black and white and the color turned out. It's up to you if you want to do it all black and white or all color. Have fun with it. Make it your own. I can't wait to see how these turn out.